Hi everyone. We're going to read a story tonight called The Subway Mouse. And The Subway Mouse was written and created by a woman named Barbara Reid. And yes, she did win a prize for this book. It got the Children's Book Awards and was also a finalist for the Governor General Literary Awards, which is really awesome awards to get. Children's books are fantastic because they allow us to go places that we might not necessarily be able to go in real life. So this book takes place in a subway in a city. Have any of you ever gone to a subway in a city? It's like an underground train, and it's pretty exciting to be on one sometimes. I went to one in New York City with my friend Deanna about 10 years ago, and it was really fun. But if you can't get to a subway, you can at least pretend that you're on one while you read this book. Are you ready? Let's get started. The Subway Mouse by Barbara Reid. Nib was a subway mouse. I just want to point out that most of this artwork is made with plasticine, and then there's some areas where she painted the plasticine so that you got some details, and then she adds other found objects in it as well. So really pay attention to the fantastic art in this, and any book you read actually. So let's go back to Nib. He was born in a large family that lived below the platforms in a busy subway station. The mice called their home Sweetfall. Can you see all the little mice at the bottom there? They're just tiny. Excuse me. Sweetfall. When the trains thundered overhead, the grown-up mice gathered food. When the trains rested, they came home to their nests. In the quiet, the old mice told stories. Excuse me. Stories about Tunnel's End, a dangerous, roofless world filled with mouse-eating monsters. But Tunnel's End was also beautiful. The air was sweet. A brave mouse could find the tastiest foods, the softest nests. Story time was Nib's favorite time of day. I think story time is my favorite time of day too. When he grew big enough to hunt for food, Nib explored the station floor. He found strange things, beautiful things, and things that reminded him of his favorite stories. He started to bring these things home. Aha, there he found a feather, and I wonder if he's going to pick up that piece of popcorn. Your garbage is crowding our babies, the mother complained. Your babies are nibbling my stuff, Nib answered. Then he had an idea. He found an empty corner and built a snug hideout. Nib loved to come home, wash up, and fall asleep surrounded by his colorful treasures. He traveled to Tunnel's End in his dreams. Look at all the fantastic things he has in his fort. What are some of the things that you see, that you recognize right away, just from me scrolling along the page? Ooh, I see a penny, and it's a Canadian penny too. And pine cones, what else is there in here? Sweet hideout, Nib. One night, Nib came home to a mess. Nice place, said his cousin Carmel. We fixed it up, added Ripper. Got anything to eat? Asked Pitt. They stayed all night. Pitt snored. The coming rumble of the morning train woke the cousins up. They stretched, and scampered off. See you later, Nib, said Carmel. We'll bring Stinky and crumbs tonight. Oh no. I don't know if Nib is too happy about that. Does he look happy about that? I see a raisin box. A train pounded into the station in a cloud of dust. The brakes screamed. Another noisy day, thought Nib. Another noisy, dirty, dull, gray day. With a warning hiss, the train tore out of the station. Whoosh! A gust of wind snatched up the pieces of Nib's ruined nest. One tiny feather swirled and flew away down the tunnel and out of sight. Nib had an idea. Look how they made this look blurry. Isn't that neat? Like the train is going really fast. What do you think Nib's idea is? Goodbye, he trotted past his cousins. You can have my nest. I'm going to Tunnel's End. You'll starve, said Pit. You'll be gobbled up, said Ripper. Carmel sniffed. Tunnel's End? That's just an old mouse's tale. The next train drowned out their laughter. Nib counted 5 trains before he looked back. He had never been this far from home. Look at him go. He's going far. He's going to Tunnel's End. Go, Nib, go. The tunnel stretched on. Nib curled in a crack to sleep. He woke up stiff and sore. Jogging along, he tried not to think about food. Up ahead, the tunnel brightened. Nib started to run. Tunnel's End! Look at him. He looks so tiny. Let's all wish Nib a good journey to Tunnel's End. Reaching the light, Nib blinked. Was he back home? Who are you? Nib jumped. It was a strange mouse. My name is Nib, he pointed behind him. I came from Sweetfall. Never heard of it, said the strange mouse. I'm Lola. This is Sugardrop. Nib pointed ahead. I'm going to Tunnel's End. Pooh, said Lola. That's just an old wives' tale. Well, said Nib, at least you've heard of it. A train came and went. Maybe I should come with you, Lola said. Maybe you should, said Nib, and started down the track. Hold it! Lola caught a wrapper in midair. No point traveling on an empty stomach. They licked the paper clean. Together, they passed out of Sugardrop into the next tunnel. Ooh, they're having a good snack there. Many trains later, the mice reached another station. Nib saw a jelly bean and bounced. Drop it! A big mouse blocked their path. 2 others stepped out from behind him. Run! Squeaked Lola. Dodging and darting, they ran the length of the station, with the gang snapping at their tails. They were far out of into the next tunnel before the cries of "Stop, thief!" died out. Nib still had the jelly bean. But now there was no turning back. Uh-oh. Look at him doing like a touchdown with the jelly bean. The tunnel went on and on and on. There were many stations. There was not much to eat. As they plodded along another unending curve, the last train roared past. There was no sign of a station. Lola stopped. There they are. I'm worn thin. I'm hungry and thirsty, and I need a rest in a nest. I quit. There's nothing here, said Nib. We have to go on. I won't, said Lola. Look, I'm making a nest. She plucked a feather from under the rail. Nib knew it at once. That's mine! He grabbed for it. Finder's keeper, said Lola. She sat on it. A tiny, far-off note echoed through the tunnel. Nib's fur stood on end. What was that? Lola's eyes grew big. large, I mean. Again, they heard the small musical chirp. They started towards the sound. Look at their tails. Ooh, they're scared. As they rounded the corner, a light breeze brushed their whiskers. Sighed Lola. Sweet. More voices joined the song. The tunnel widened to a soft light. Look at what they see. What is it that they see, everyone? Tunnel's end, breathed Nib. They made it. They made it to the end of the tunnel. Look at, they're in a city. Ah, come on. Lola dove into the forest of wet grass. Nib chased after her. The mice ran to the hilltop where they feasted on seeds, drank the dew, and danced in the moonlight. How beautiful. Look at that magical night that they have. They slept right through the morning trains. There's the trains they used to live under. Tunnel's End was more dangerous than Nib had imagined. Uh-oh. Guess they didn't see a lot of cats in the subways before. But it was also more beautiful than he had dreamed. I wonder what kind of bird that is. Lola made herself at home. Later, as she tucked their mouse children into a snug nest, Nib told them stories. It was their favorite time of day. The end. That was a great story. I love the subway mouse. So, I have something to share with you. A long, long time ago, in 2006 actually, I wrote a children's book and I drew it as well. And what I'd like to do tomorrow is I'd like to share that with you. So I'm going to share a book with you called Sometimes. So I hope that you'll join me tomorrow at 7 o'clock and we'll do a live reading of a story that I wrote and illustrated. Sound like a plan? I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.